Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here. It is a Friday. It is a Mother's Day Friday, and we are talking football because that's what everybody should do on Mother's Day weekend. Go watch some football. Let's get going and check out the Wheeling Miners. And I got to adjust my shot here, CJ. We have a special guest with us today, CJ Kane of the Wheeling Miners National Indoor Football League. If I have the National Arena Football League. Or they don't have the F in there, National Arena League. So we have that. But CJ Kane joining us, special guest. And CJ, the great thing that you get to learn about today, because you, like everybody else in the Ohio Valley, you're going to have paper products. You're going to need to recycle those paper products. And you're thinking to myself, CJ, where can I recycle my paper products? Well, CJ, let me tell you, I'll help you out with that. You're going to go to Valley Converting in T-Town, Toronto, Ohio, the Gem City, Toronto, Ohio. And so you bring your paper products up there. Mike Biasi and the crew, they're going to take care of you. They're going to turn your paper products. I'll tell you what, you've got playbooks. You've got plays that you don't want anybody else to know about. You're not allowed to share those with anybody. You think, what am I going to do? I got to get rid of this stuff so no one gets their hands on it. Take it to Mike Biasi and the crew at Valley.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
All right, Mike Biasi and the crew in Toronto, the Gem City of Toronto, Ohio, T-Town. It is Valley Converting. Make sure you take your paper products there. Nobody better in the business. And Miss Lisa, Mike's lovely wife, happy Mother's Day. And CJ, I want to introduce everybody to you. This is CJ Kane, offensive lineman, correct, for the Wheeling Miners.
Yes, sir.
And he is joining us to talk Wheeling Miners football. Now, some people out there across the Ohio Valley, and we go all over the place. We have people from all over the country that join us on the show. Hawaii has been in the house, so we got to let people know what's going on. And let's see. All right, well, Hunter's checking in. Hey, Bill, how are you doing, Hunter? I'm good. Hunter's my man, CJ. He's a good guy. We talk about Mike Biasi. They hold a race in Toronto, Ohio, benefit that helps a lot of people. And I mentioned last year, I said if you can get out there and help out, Hunter showed up. He went to the race, introduced himself, ran in the race, did a great job, raised some money. So, Hunter, I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Hope your family's doing well. Hope you have a great Mother's Day weekend. CJ is sitting here patiently going, are we going to talk about Miners football? So, but we have some fun with it. Now, let's get into it. Wheeling Miners. Well, first, CJ, I need people are going to go, who's this big guy, CJ Kane? Where is he from? Give us a little bit of background about your football journey getting here to Wheeling. Where did you come from? Where did you start? Where did you grow up? Where are your roots?
Absolutely. First off, I want to say thank you for having me on the
Anytime.
show. Secondly, happy Mother's Day weekend to all the mothers out there. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here.
Amen.
I want to give a special shout out. It's my dad's birthday today, so I want to give my dad a happy birthday. So I doubt he's seeing this back in North Carolina, but
he'll be able to watch it. He can watch it on a bunch of different platforms. So he'll be able to see it on the Facebook page or YouTube. He'll be able to watch it.
Perfect.
So happy birthday, Mr. Kane. Happy birthday. How old's Mr. Kane turning? Now, if he's going to get irritated, I don't want
he won't get irritated. He might get irritated at the fact that I keep getting it messed up. I want to say like 62, 63.
All right. So this is make him a little younger. Go with 60. Go with 59, and then he'll go. You made me younger, and you go. All right. It's just a number, anyways. All right. So now, where does your dad? Where did he raise you?
So me and my three younger brothers, we were all born and raised in China Grove, North Carolina.
Okay.
Small town, about 3,000 people. We moved around a little bit as kids to different towns within our county, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But we really spent most of our life there.
Now, what's that close to? If there's a bigger city like a Charlotte, a Wilmington,
so it's about 45 minutes to an hour north of Charlotte.
Okay.
I always like to explain to people who don't quite know the state. if Charlotte's here, and then like the next bigger cities like Greensboro, we're right
Mhm.
in the middle of that.
Okay. All
So
right.
to
Gotcha.
get to like the heart of Charlotte, it's like an hour and 15, but like North
Okay.
Charlotte, is about 45 minutes or so.
All right. I have to ask, did you grow up Panthers fans?
Oh, well, I did. So
Yeah.
uh,
It
I
sounds like your brother's defected.
no, so my dad's a diehard Cowboys fan.
Oh, I'm
He
gonna
lived
have some beef. I'm gonna have some beef with your dad, a
he lived
Washington
all
guy here.
oh man,
Washington.
he's spent a lot of his life in Texas.
Oh, there you go. All right.
So when he was in the military and things like that. So but the Panthers came around right when I was born.
Yep. Yep.
So 28, 29 years ago. So it just made sense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
My next brother is a Cowboys fan. The next one's a Steelers fan,
Okay.
and then the youngest one's a Packers fan. I don't know how he got out there, but he really liked watching Aaron Rodgers
That's all
during
it
his
takes.
Packers days. So, and then he was
Yep.
also a big fan of Julius Peppers. So when he left Carolina, went to
Yep.
Chicago, he followed him a little bit to Chicago, and then when he got to the Packers and he kind of got there with Aaron, it kind of
Yeah.
solidified his
Yep.
fandom.
There you go. Yeah, I grew up in Connecticut, so everyone thinks, oh, you should be a Patriots fan. And I said, well, you never be a Patriots fan because the Giant, when I at my age group, Patriots were terrible. And the Giants were on TV all the time because they had the Patriots AFL, NFL thing.
Yeah.
And then I was about 7 years old. I watched Super Bowl 7, and I'm watching, and I'm thinking, man, those Washington uniforms really look cool. Now, I was on a black and white TV. I couldn't tell what colors they were. And that's how I got started. And then my favorite player was a running back by the name of Larry Brown, number 43. And I just thought he was the greatest thing ever when I was, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I still do. He's still my favorite guy. But, so that's how I got Washington. And then my dad was a Cowboys fan, but my brother and I would both went Washington. So he had to join the club or we were going to kick him out.
Yeah.
I know how that works. You never know what's going to be the thing that gets you to start rooting for a team. And you know what the most important thing is for people in the Ohio Valley, if they can, get out and support the Wheeling Miners because you guys it's an exciting brand of football. It's up close. It's in your face. You might have a player land in your seat if they go ball on a play. So as a guy that has played, traditional football, and now you've been a pro for 5 years, tell me about what the most exciting thing is about the indoor game that you see, what people are missing out on if they don't come and see it in person.
I think it's just the connection. Our bench isn't secluded from the fans like it is in the NFL or in college or any of these other leagues. We're right there in the box. Where
Okay.
like the Nailers or a hockey team would play.
Okay.
So we're right there. So fans sit right around us. They talk to us during games.
Giving you advice.
But yeah, so kind of the things you were hitting on, as a kid, being able to come there and see like the local professional football team, and after
Mhm.
games we set up tables, either on the field or in the lobby, to come get autographs from all the players and the dance team and the mascot, and it's just a great way to build that community. So to me, that's one of the things that's always given me joy. Playing, it's
Mhm.
my 5th year playing indoor, and it's always given me joy to just see the look on a kid's face whenever a ball goes in the stands and they get one,
Yeah.
and they're like, it's like a kid catching a foul
Are you
ball in
gonna
a
keep
baseball
it?
game. Yeah.
Do they get to
Oh,
keep it?
absolutely,
Oh, cool.
absolutely.
Cool.
So
All right.
they catch the ball and they bring it down there, and they're like, "Hey, can you sign this for me?" And like
Yeah,
they
that's
have
awesome.
such a good time with it. Or they ask us after a game, "Hey, can I have your gloves? Can I have this?" Like to
Yeah.
them, it's their
Yeah.
NFL. Like we're the
You're the
big
rock
thing
star.
for them. So, we gotta, continue to grow that and grow the Ohio Valley support. And, the Valley showed out a lot at our last home
Mhm.
game and made a lot of noise. And we really fed off that. And, hopefully we can get that same support tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wheeling last year, 2024, great season, won the championship in the American Arena League 2. They beat the Peach State Cats for the championship. So that's exciting. And then it was a step up into the National Arena League. And right now, you guys are, it's almost, it's crunch time. It really is for you guys right now. Wheeling's 2-4, but a big game tonight at home, or a big game tomorrow night at home against Beaumont. They are 5-0. They're the first place team. But then in your division, and here's the interesting thing, CJ, the divisions, you get 4 playoff teams. There's 10 teams in the league, 4 playoff teams, top 2 teams in each division. And Wheeling is located in the American division with Beaumont, Columbus, Shreveport, Wheeling, and Carolina. I do like the Carolina nickname, the Cobras. I do like that. Wait a minute. Yeah. And you were a part of the Cobras last year. Correct?
Yes, sir. The last 2 years, 2023 and 2024.
Yeah. So you know the Cobras, they nasty bite. You don't want to get one of those. So you've got Beaumont, and then in the National Division, which are teams that are basically out west, Omaha. Who's calling me? We got to hang up on that. All right, we'll call you later. There we go. So on the Western Division, we've got Omaha, Colorado. You were just out at Colorado, and it appears to have been an exciting game. Unfortunately, it didn't go your way. But Colorado's 5-2, Omaha's 5-1, Sioux City's 3-3, Idaho's 3-4. You got Amarillo as well. In the American division, your division, 5-0 Beaumont, Columbus 2-3, Shreveport 2-3, Wheeling 2-4, Carolina 2-4. So the critical thing is top 2 teams in each division go to the playoffs. So you guys are very much in the thick of it. And if you could pull an upset against Beaumont this weekend, that would go a long way in getting you guys on that playoff path.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, we had to deal with some adversity early in the season, adjusting rule styles, adjusting, play level, things of that nature, getting to just know each other. Camp was 7 days, 8 days, and then we went right into our first game. Yeah, and then we went right into our first game with a team that, was in the league last year and had a good season, has an experienced coach in Colorado, and we didn't quite pull it out at home, and then we had to go on the road for 3 games straight. So we found our footing a little bit. We had slipped up this past weekend against Colorado, but the energy around here is still pretty high. At the end of the day, we are still in the thick of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Coach has been talking about controlling our destiny and winning out and doing those things, and it starts with taking care of business tomorrow night against a good Beaumont team. And at the end of the day, not many people are going to pick us or believe we have a chance, and that's okay. As long as the guys in the locker room and the coaches and all that stuff believe, we're a talented team. We've gotten in our way more times than we haven't, and that's been one of the sticking points we've used in practice all week. Is just trying to find ways to win, because Beaumont finds ways to win. They've won, I think, 4 out of their 5 games. They've won on a last possession, whether it be offense or defense. So they find ways to win. So it's going to be a full 4-quarter game, where we have to play from the first whistle to the last whistle, and we can't allow, anything crazy to happen at the end on either side.
So now, as they say, good teams find a way to win, but a team that's winning in their last possession every game, that just means they're in all their games. They're not going to, blow anybody out. You're going to be right in the thick of everything. So, it should be a great game tomorrow. Now, from what I understand, from what I've seen, it's about $15. You want to go to the game, tickets, you can get those for about $15. One of the places you can go, I wrote it down here. I believe it's, where did I write it? I know I wrote it somewhere. I'm looking for the address. You go, oh, here we go. Tickets at GoWVMiners.com. GoWVMiners.com. So, $15 gets you in the door. And then, as you mentioned, after the game, you bring the kids, the autograph session with the players. They're going to have a great time. They get to meet the players. That's going to be exciting. So you have that opportunity. And what Mother's Day weekend isn't complete with a little indoor football league action? You know what I'm saying? You got to have that. And then the great thing, and I need to ask you this, and I really haven't given it much thought for myself. You may have. But it is Wizards and Wand night on Saturday. So if you're a wizard, they want you to dress up. The Miners like, hey, dress up as a wizard, and then you can bring a wand. I don't know. Harry Potter might be your wizard. Merlin, you never know who your wizard is. But Gandalf, I think that's one of them. My wife read all the Harry Potter books. She would know all the names. Me, I'm not so much. I've seen all the movies, can't remember them. But and it's also Scout night. So if you have a scout pack that you want to bring, some Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, make sure you come out and fill the place and have some fun with it. And at halftime, I'm told it's going to be a magical halftime with surprises and giveaways. So it's magical mayhem, and it's going to be mayhem for the Renegades of Beaumont. And again, dress as your favorite wizard, but only $15 to go. Now, CJ, I would imagine you're going to go full on football uniform. If you walk out there in a Wizards outfit, they might say, "Hey, we're not sure if this is legal or not." Tell me about you. Tell me about your job, because I truly believe this. No matter what level of football is, no matter what league it is, what style of play it is, you win with the guys in the trenches. You can have a great quarterback, great receivers. If he's sitting on his backside because the line's not getting the job done, it doesn't matter. So, tell me about your offensive line. Tell me about some of the challenges. I mean, people are used to seeing the outdoor game, whether it's college pro or now with the spring league that they have, but indoors, it's a shorter box. There's not as many guys out there. So what are the challenges of that?
Yeah. So, our offensive line, we've been pretty consistent. We made some changes earlier in the season. So there's myself, play center. Like I said, I'm in my 5th year. Then one of my guards. So it's only 3 offensive linemen for those that
Okay.
haven't seen a game. It's 3 offensive linemen versus 3 defensive linemen. So one of my guards, he's from Pennsylvania. Played at IUP.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'8",
Wow.
big guy. And then his name is he's got a strange name. It's McLean, but we call him
Okay.
Big Mac.
All right.
And then we got Nashawn. So Big Mac's in his 2nd year. Nashawn's a rookie. Came to us this year. He's from Erie, PA. Played at Cal U. So a fairly local guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in his rookie year, and he's playing at a high level. We had a little rough patch against Colorado this past week in the second half, but we really got together, the 3 of us, and just locked in at practice, make sure we had a great week of practice, communicated, just understanding that we are a good unit, and
Mm-hmm.
we just have to go out there and play consistent. Some of the challenges is the fact that it's 3-on-3. Now defenses can drop a lineman and coverage and stuff like that, but more times than not, it's just you versus the guy across from you.
Okay.
So there's only so many things you can do on either side. So just
Yeah.
trying to find ways to give the defensive lineman a different look each time, whether it be in the run game or the pass game, but just giving them something different so they can't guess what's going on. That's the difference in
Yeah.
an outdoor game where, usually it's 4 D linemen or 3 D linemen versus 5 offensive linemen. So you have
Mm-hmm.
help. If
Yeah.
something happens, you have help here, you have help there. Here it's like it's on you. You
Yeah.
gotta win your battle, and you can help out a little bit with your running back, but
Mm-hmm.
because of the style of rules, they get 5 basically guys to drop into coverage with the linebacker, two
Mm-hmm.
two DBs and 2 corners, but you only get maximum of 5 guys to go into a route, with one of them being an offensive lineman. So if you don't
Okay.
release the offensive lineman and you keep the running back in, now they have 5-on-3.
Yeah, that
So
doesn't work real well in terms of the math. Even I can figure that one out. That's going to make it
yeah.
tough.
So the better teams, the really good teams, they release their running back consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So then as an offensive lineman, you don't have help.
Yeah.
So you gotta hold it down. You gotta do your job. Just as a defensive lineman, you don't have help. You don't
Yeah.
have, you can't twist, you can't
Uh-huh.
run different things like that like you can in outdoor games. So you got to win your battle.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
And I encourage all of our all the people listening, if you haven't been to a game, come to a game. You can buy
Sure.
tickets online, like you said. You can buy
Yep.
them at the box office
Mhm.
tomorrow night. And it's gonna
And,
be
and
it's gonna be a great show.
And I one of the things that having gone up in the Pirates are a little bit of a sore subject with people because they haven't done well and they just fired their manager, all that stuff. But the one thing that they do on Sundays, and now I haven't been to a game in a little bit, but they would let the kids come down and run around the bases at the end of the games on Sunday afternoons. The line is out the door to try and get down on the field. So the fact that you can get down on the field, shake your hand, get an autograph, talk to you guys up close, that's absolutely awesome. Tell me this. Tell me about your quarterback and your receivers and running back. Give me a breakdown of the offense.
Yeah, so our receivers are a young group. We have one
Mhm.
guy that's considered a veteran. He's been around the game for a while. But the rest of our guys are young, explosive players. They're all in their early to mid 20s. They can take the top off at any time. They're dynamic players. Our running back, uh, he's a little banged up, but he's
Mhm.
he's a guy. He
Yeah.
played for Omaha last year, who won the championship.
Mhm.
He's a dynamic guy. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, runs the ball well. We have another young guy that's coming in to play some this week too. That also played at IUP. Is top 20
Mhm.
career rushing yards there. Very
Oh, wow.
explosive. Can play receiver as well. Then at quarterback, our quarterback unfortunately got banged up a little bit last week. So we have a new quarterback, but he's electric, and I
Yeah.
mean that in a very positive way.
Yeah.
He was actually the Cobras quarterback a few weeks ago uh, when we last went there,
Okay.
and he can throw the ball like a quarterback, runs the ball like a running back.
It's a good
Um,
combination.
his name James Summers. He played East Carolina.
Okay.
Uh,
The
was
Pirates.
in was with the I want to say the Steelers and the Packers, I believe, in the preseason.
Okay.
I think I know for a fact he scored a touchdown as a running back in a
I've
preseason
seen him
game.
play on TV. He can play. He's definitely a
Yeah,
player.
so he's a different kind of player. Great energy, great leadership. Um, so it's going to add a lot to us in the run game. It's going to add a lot to us in the pass game. And guys are going to be able to get open and be able to make something happen because James is going to give him the ball. He likes to throw the ball. He likes to win. At the end of the day, some of us older guys, that's
Yeah.
what we talk about. The stats are cool and all this is cool and the
Mhm.
accolades are cool, whatever. But like, you get to a point where you just want to win. And
Yeah.
that's what James wants to do. That's why ultimately he decided to come up here. He has a connection with Coach Rez, our head coach.
Mhm.
Coach Rez coached him in high school.
Yeah. Oh, there you
Um,
go.
so he has
What?
a connection with him, and then he sees what we have, and he just sees that
Mhm.
we need that little extra push to be able to get over the hump, and I
Yeah.
think he's going to add some electricity to our team tomorrow night.
Well, and you make a great point about just win. Now, the thing is, Wheeling won in 2024, winning the American Arena League 2. I know everybody was excited when they won the championship, but I would guarantee you, most people don't know what anybody's statistics are from last season. They might be able to give it a guess, but they just know that they won, and that made everybody happy. It made the players happy, the fans happy, everybody else. So you make a great point. It really is about winning, and if you win, that gets people through the door. And if you're winning and you're doing Wizards and Wands nights, it's absolutely fantastic. So again, I want to make sure that I let everybody know it's about $15. You might be able to find tickets cheaper. I'm not sure, but you can get tickets. Plenty of tickets available, and this isn't the only game this month that you can go and see at West Bank Arena down in Wheeling. And of course, Wheeling right now they've got the streetscape going on. There's plenty of places to eat that are close to West Banco, but you have Beaumont tomorrow night, Saturday night at 7:00, a huge game. If Wheeling can spring the upset, really would help them, really vault into playoff position. And right now they are. Everybody, it's the top two in each division, and everyone's bunched up behind Beaumont with 2 wins. So everybody's got a great chance. So you have Beaumont this weekend, CJ, and then you have Sioux City, the Bandits, coming to town from Sioux City. That's the 17th at 7:00. They're in the Western Division at 3-3. Now, is Omaha really the steaks or the beef? I can't remember what the nickname was.
They are the Omaha Beef.
Okay, well, okay, makes sense. I saw that, chuckled about it. Thought, all right, that makes sense. So you have Beaumont this Saturday. Next Saturday, Sioux City, the 17th at 7:00, and then a third straight game at home. And this one, this could turn into a holy war, bloodbath, whatever you want to call it. Columbus, the Lions come to West Banco Arena in Wheeling, and then it's just a short trip back up there the following weekend. So back-to-back weeks with Columbus. They play at the Columbus Civic Center. I'll tell you what, you want to make a little road trip and go and see the Miners, do a double dip on the Lions. But again, prices are super reasonable, and you're going to see a great brand of football. It's going to be exciting one way or the other, because there's not enough room on that field not to see big hits, not to see big plays, great catches. Again, you might be having a popcorn, maybe an adult beverage in the stands, and someone might come flying in there with a football and a touchdown and go, hey, can I get some of that popcorn before I go back on the field? And if you want to, get a seat close to CJ on the bench. You can tell him all the plays you think he should be running when you're going through the game. And again, the National Arena League, 10 times, 10 teams, first time ever for Wheeling. 2 divisions, 4 playoff teams, top 2 in each division. And CJ, while I have you here, because you're going through your pro career playing indoor, is this something you would like to make a permanent gig in terms of football as you're living, whether it be playing, coaching, administration, getting into the front office, scouting, whatever the case may be? Do you see your life in football as you move forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually coached football for the last 7 years. Did 3 years in high school and 4 years in college. Uh, I've always wanted to be involved in football, even after my playing days end. So whatever that looks like, whether it's
Mhm.
coaching and or it's like you said, being in a front office or being a scout or being something like that, like I'm really open to any of those opportunities. I love football. I've been
Yeah.
playing football since I was 6 years old. I've been around football my whole life, and it's just something that it gave me an opportunity to go to school, gave me an opportunity to get a degree. It's given me an opportunity to travel the country and meet really good friends and really good coaches and make great connections. So I want to try to ride this thing out as long as I can, until somebody tells me I'm either not good at it or something like that. So I know at some point the playing career is going to end, and I'm okay with that. But just set myself up for opportunities outside of football, with coaching and networking and front office opportunities and things like that. So I really just use football as an outlet, and
Mhm.
a way to grow my network. And whether
Yep.
things come from it or not, that's yet to be seen. But
Yep.
I really like
I got,
making
I got a feeling
connections.
I got a feeling you're on that path, and making those connections, and through sports we all make lifetime connections, which is something that's always outstanding. But right now on your plate, right in front of you, forget the front office, forget the coaching, forget all that stuff. It is this Saturday, tomorrow, less than 24 hours. Well, yeah, it's about 24 hours away. It's Beaumont. And you got to take care of business. What do you guys need to do? And what's your final message to try and get more people to come out and enjoy some indoor football on a Saturday night in Wheeling?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess you can say my keys to the game for us tomorrow night. Offensively, we've got to protect our quarterback, and we got to establish the run game early. Our games that we've won or been right in it to the end, we've ran the ball well. So we've got to do that offensively, and just take what the defense gives us. Not try to press, not try to hit the home run ball every play, but If it's there, take it. If not, let's just take the couple, 4 or 5 yards. Eventually, it's a 50-yard field. Eventually, we're going to be in the end zone. Um, Defensively, it's just stopping the run, getting after the quarterback. Our
Mhm.
secondary is going to get tested a little bit tomorrow night, because of the way Beaumont's offense is designed. They throw the ball quite a bit. Um, but I have faith in our guys. Special
Yeah.
teams, it's just, making a play on when we get the ball and then limiting the plays when they get the ball. They're pretty good on both sides of that. So, um, it's a winnable game. We've practiced hard, we've put in the work.
Yep.
We're fortunate we don't have to travel now for a
Yep.
couple weeks. So,
Yeah.
that stuff does matter, when
Yeah.
you're
Absolutely.
traveling time zones and doing things like that, and you don't have the luxury of a 50 plus man roster
Yeah.
to sub guys in and out when they get tired. It's 21
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So,
you
so
know,
if you're a fan listening right now, what would your final message be in terms of coming out to see the Miners this weekend?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great opportunity. Mothers actually get in for free
Hey
with
now.
a ticket purchase at the box office. You just say, "Hey, I'm bringing my mom, bringing my mother, however you want to say it,"
Yeah.
and then she gets in for free. And then
Awesome.
like I said, it's Wizards and Wands night, and ultimately, the support we had at the last home game really showed that the Valley it really cares about us. But we only have 3 games left, 3 guaranteed
Mhm.
home games left, and you know, as a guy who's been around it, the louder the home team is, the louder the fans are, the harder it is for the away team. So the louder we can make West Banco tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the higher chances we have of Beaumont making mistakes, and a higher chance we have of enjoying our after party at at River City. So
Yeah. There you go.
we I just encourage all fans, if you haven't been to a game, just come to one game.
Yeah.
Come to one game and then you can decide if you like it or not. But your Wheeling Miners, we're here to support the Valley, represent the Valley, and even though we haven't started off great, we still got season left and we still got a chance to do what we set out to do back in March, and that's win a championship. And we need everybody in those seats to cheer us on, build us up, make noise, yell at the opposing team.
Mhm.
Our drum line's going to be in there making noise. So, I just support all fans. Just come out to one game. It's 14,
Well,
$15, and
if you're going to go to one game and you get a free ticket for mom, it doesn't get any better than that. So, if you're thinking, well, I got to take 2 kids and mom all of a sudden that's $60. Well, okay, I just lost 15 off of that. I'm down to 4. You can't beat it. Can't beat the price. Can't beat it. It's going to be exciting. And again, as CJ was talking about, playoff push is on. With all the teams stacked up behind Beaumont, that second place is there for the taking. So if you can get out and support the Wheeling Miners, please do. And now that you can put the face with the name, so you can talk to CJ when you see him after the game or before the game, or if you're sitting close enough to the bench, you can talk to him, ask him questions, and then probably leave him alone during the game. Let him focus on that. But afterwards, you can ask him just about anything. CJ, I greatly appreciate it. And again, if you were looking for tickets, if you want to, you can get them at the box office. But if you want to go online, you can go to tickets at GoWV Miners, and that's Miners with an ERS at the end.com. And you'll be able to get some tickets at a super reasonable price. And if you like Wizards and Wands, you can go there dressed up as Harry Potter, whoever you want. Scout night as well. And CJ assures us you can come down, meet the players after the game, shake their hands, say hello, get some autographs. It's going to be a great time. Great, as they say, family entertainment. If you love football, you're going to get to see some good football. CJ, I can't thank you enough for joining us today, and want to wish your family a wonderful Mother's Day weekend, and say hello to your dad, your brothers, your mom, everybody. Say hello to the whole family from us, and tell your dad, I'm sorry, Washington's going to have to take him out this coming season, okay? So he doesn't know me, a little trash talk without him knowing me. That's the way I like to do it. That way I don't have to deal with him being mad at me.
absolutely, I appreciate you having me. I said, fans, if you want to keep up, with news updates, stuff like that, follow the Wheeling Miners on Facebook. It's just Wheeling
There you go.
Miners. It'll have all the information. in case I messed up anything or misspoke on anything. It'll have all the clarification on anything with tickets and promotions and things like that. So follow the Will and Miners on Facebook, and we just look forward to packing out West Banco tomorrow night and putting on a good show for the Ohio Valley. And I thank you, Bill, for having me on the show.
Oh, no problem. We're looking for Big 55 tomorrow. Have a huge game, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Look for number 55, CJ Kane. He's going to be awesome tomorrow night against Beaumont. The Miners looking to get a win. They have 4 games left in the regular season, but we are out of time. But before we go, CJ, we always have to thank Valley Converting for all that they do for the News 9 Phill-Up. And of course, I mentioned to you the 9-minute Phill-Up never goes 9 minutes. We're about 37 minutes in. So it's a normal day. It's a normal day for us. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Wish you all the best, not only this week, but throughout the rest of the season. And let's plan on this. We get a little bit further in the season. Let's try and catch up again, maybe get an update on how the season's going. And at that point, hopefully we're talking about the playoffs, and we can do some of that here on the News 9 Phill-Up.
Yes, sir. Sounds great.
All right, CJ, thank you very much. All right, everybody, remember, CJ, you got to learn the 2 rules. Remember the 2 rules. Have fun and always try your best. Been saying that for a long time to a lot of teams that I've coached. And, hey, if you're having fun, CJ, and you're trying your best, who's going to get mad at you, right?
Absolutely.
That's all we could do. All right, everybody, have a great Mother's Day weekend to all the moms out there, especially my mom. Hi, Mom. Love you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Have a great weekend. CJ, thanks again. We'll see you next time, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.